win the elections. And you will see when we get in the boardroom, we are going to win the elections. I said 23,296, our soldiers, our ambassadors, abagqoke nje iribhoni yabo bathini, bathi MD, bathi la, bathi Takata, they will be there. They will Takata whatever corruption. Can it be a name, a word that we use now? When you deal with corruption, you are Takata. You are Takating. You are Takating the corruption. We are in, what do you call it? The walking libraries here. So we must keep on having our new name, new words, and talk about them. Building our president. That's the beauty of the office that I wanted to talk about, which I can't for now. But I can tell you now, we are going to Takata every corruption from the VDs. I promise you, let them wait for us. And before the special vote, I'm going to pray for all our MD machinery to be made. As for this now, as for to say, I know it's okay. Yeah, I can't tell them, it's okay. Maybe this thing will happen. Maybe this was not for us. Hey, it's for them to shine. It's for them to like, hey. We want party agents that are mad. I'm serious about it. The games that are being played there, you want to win it. They play mind games, they play so many things. They can count Ulogu. They can take you to break. Say to you, Ali Tulapana, you are happy, oh, I'm from Arise, but no matter what I breaking my house, you're breaking I'm telling you what I know. You'll go there. While breaking how they've got all these, they've got these tactics. So we are going to be more wiser than serpents and softer as doves. As meek, not weak, but as doves. And make sure that they know that we will be as militant as we're supposed to be. There's no way we can actually approach government and governance while people think we're soft. People must know we are militant in our character. But that doesn't mean we are fighting. We've got a fighting spirit. So we will be doing that. The media must know. We will actually call you many times. And when we call you, say, let me tell you, news. Great news, bold news, come on board, attend us. Because we will be calling you for the freshness of let's take this thing. Just take this thing on. Please come and hear our president speak. And then we'll appreciate that even in the coming events. And in my closure, we are going to put first the president on the second day of the elections in Parliament. First thing that we must do, which is our focal point, which is our target, is to put our president in Parliament. And on the second day, not the D-Day, the 29th, on the 28th, the president will be in Parliament. Yes. Thank you so much. Let me thank you all, confidence and also leadership that is here. We've got Dr. Divani who's here also, and I trust that I'll allow the protocol to proceed with that. We've got Advocate also is here, and all the leaders are here. And can I tell you also, the Queen also is here. So we are here. Thank you so much. You have actually arose us. We are alive. We've got hope now in a hopeless situation. And I can tell you personally, I believe in this movement, and everybody who is with me, I haven't had even one a negativity. All of them, they are happy. We are looking forward to meet with you later today. And I can tell you, Arise South Africa is a new home for all South Africans in the country
In your speech, and that was an altar call because that was powerful. I was waiting for an altar call there. But thank you so much, President, for addressing us. From your notes that I can see, if you vote DA, you are a sellout. So if you couldn't say it, I'll say it on his behalf.
I love that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much once again. We're so excited to have you in our team, to be part of this merge, this marriage. I believe that we're going to see this country grow. We're going to get all the right solutions that we take the photos that were available after.
I must write it initially.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Moving along swiftly, someone who I'm proud to call a brother, my president, someone who has taken charge, who is spearheading things that I believe in. You know, there was a time when I said I'm not going to vote anymore because I don't know what party to vote for, because nothing speaks to what I'm going through. It does not speak to my generation. It does not speak to the problems that I'm facing in this digital era. So when I came with Mpodagada and I left everything I was doing to come and merge and be under Mpodagada, he spoke my language. He had solutions to what I was going through. You know, you go to school, you study things that have nothing to do, you can't find jobs. You find yourself having studied something, but you're in a different space. When I came under him, he was speaking the language that I understood. And I'm like, oh, it's very important for young people to want to be in politics. It's very important for young people to understand politics. Politics is basically like saying someone must come into your house. If you say you want to be in politics, it's like saying you're in your house and you want someone else to govern the rules of your house. And they're telling you when to switch off the fridge and when to close the doors, whatever. No, you need to understand what's happening. So when he started speaking my language and came with those solutions, I was able to say, no, this is a man I can follow. This is someone. Thank you very much for all this. Good afternoon. Firstly, thank you to our chairman director for leading us in this press conference today. I want to start by thanking the leadership of EcoForum that is here in our midst, all the leaders from there. Thank you so much for being here. I also want to thank the leaders of Arise and Africa. Thank you so much for your presence. I also want to acknowledge the media. Thank you so much for your presence. Today is a joyous day indeed for Arise and Africa. It's a history making for us. We believe that South Africa is a brave place. I believe that there is no South African that you can talk to today who is happy with power cuts throughout our day, the whole day. There is no South African who you do not call. Even when you are calling to greet somebody, the first thing they will say to you is, can you help me find a job for my cousin, my sister? She's got degrees, she's not working. There's no South African who's not afraid of when the water will come back. Is it back? Do I have to go to a water tank? There is no South African who has enough. We are all living on deficits. The whole nation, everybody is borrowing to make ends meet. There is no South African who feels that the education they received helping them carve the future. Every South African is stuck, and the reason why we are stuck is because of the leadership that we see today. So as Arise South Africa today, we've got a very exciting announcement that Arise South Africa has merged with EcoForum. When we took upon this decision, we looked at the values they stand for, we looked at the leadership of EcoForum as well, and we also realized that Arise South Africa has got a very strategic name. It's Arise South Africa. So it's important for us to be a uniting force in our country. We are not in politics because it is a group of us or because we come from the same clan or because we are the same group. No, we are in politics to rescue South Africa, to fix our nation. So as a result for us, that it made sense that we come into this merger with EcoForum. Upon coming into this merger with EcoForum, we had to look at what do we do when we speak of leaders that are available in South Africa. And I always say to people that the most important thing that we must realize is that South Africa has an abundance. Unfortunately, these leaders are people that have been sidelined by the system itself and the way that it's been built. So what we see in our country is that the leaders that end up going to be puppets, or the leaders that end up favoring an agenda that is not helping the people, end up leading. So as a result of that, we have to make sure that we work with leaders that have worked in the community, that are in areas like the Northwest, leaders that have touched the ground and been with the people. And for us, it was a no-brainer to say that the leadership of EcoForum, we want them to be the engine of Arise South Africa, which is the National Secretary General. The reason we made that decision, it was a very simple decision to make. The experience is there. This is Dr. VJ Langa, so the education is there. And you heard him speak. I believe that I don't even have to go any further. But I believe that out of all the Secretary Generals in the country, when I try to look at their educational and check our figure, I realize that we are actually much ahead of all of this. So I also want to make it known that we are the most educated and the strongest Secretary General in the country. And I believe that's very important, because if the engine is not strong, how can the whole organization be strong? So let's give it one round of applause. That one. Now, being said, I believe that what's very important going into this election is realizing that the pains that we feel in our country, a lot of us are feeling these pains. I often say to people that when Arise South Africa, we stand for the truth. It's that simple. But we must be aware that outside there is somebody who's trying to sell a lie. That lie might be the fact that they've been in power for many years and they are planning to change. That lie might be well resourced. That lie might mean that they've got billions to spend on campaigning. That lie might mean that they are well organized, they've got offices, they've got structures, they've got systems in place. But I want to remind you something. And I believe that no matter how big, how structured, how formal a lie can be, I believe that the truth will always prevail. And that's what we are standing for as Arise South Africa. We are standing to say that the lie has been told out there for too long. People have bought the lie. And what they are beginning to realize is that lie is now being opened. When people stand up and politicians say we are fixing ESCOM, the moment they speak, the next day load shedding is worse. The truth is prevailing. When they come out and they say that they are fixing the crime situation in the country, they have deployed more police, people are reporting more crimes, and we are seeing more murder rates and more rape cases. The truth is coming out. When they come out and they say that they're supporting young people, we are seeing young doctors march to the union building saying that they are unemployed. People that have studied for many years. The truth is coming out. I believe we are at a place in South Africa where the truth must prevail. And each and every one of us here, we are ambassadors of the truth. And I believe that no matter how organized and funded, and no matter how loud a lie can be, the truth will always prevail. It is an important factor to remember that in each and every South African person's heart, in everybody's heart, you can tell when somebody's lying. It's the richest continent in the world. That's the truth. And so many times we see the lie of the poverty rates. We see the lie of people asking for jobs, people begging for money, and we believe the lie. Sometimes we even walk in believing that that lie is true. But I put it to you to say our campaign and our strategy, what we are simply doing is we are telling people the truth. I love the statement that I once read a man write down where he said that the Pharisees and the law back in the days of Jesus, he said they were well funded. They owned the synagogues. They were in the pockets of the kings and the rulers of that day. But one man, Jesus, went about without funding. In fact, in the story we read that he came in a donkey. That might be a symbol of poverty. But what we understand is that truth that he spoke about. Over 2,000 years later, that truth is still standing. I want to put it to you to say that the strength that we've got as a Rise South Africa might not be in the funding. It might not be in the fact that we have the biggest offices. It might not be even in the fact that we are well organized like the rest. But it simply lies on the fact that we are going out there and we are telling people the truth. Once every human being understands the truth, it resonates with you and you go out there and you tell everybody else. The important thing is that the truth has a secret inside of it. The truth sets you free. Once you know the truth, you are able to be set free. I looked at the truth, and I must admit that it took me a while to realize the truth. I had to drive to the northwest and look at the platinum mines and sit in a car and watch as each truck came out with platinum and realize that the truck was carrying 250,000. And as I sat down, I counted. And I counted over 63 trucks in one day, living with 250,000. I had to drive all the way to Limpopo to go and see the chromium mines in Limpopo. And I sat down and I calculated the trucks leaving. Each truck of chromium leaving with 60,000 rand to Richards Bay. I had to drive to Mpumalanga and look at the coal that is leaving every day to power China, to power the West. I had to look at that. I went to Limpopo where I came from and I looked at the produce that the land produces. And I watched as the trucks carried it away. And as I began to see this truth, I realized that the truth must be shared amongst all. We are not a poor continent. We are not a poor country. There are people that benefit by helping us or making us believe that we are poor. They go out there and they convince us that if you are not voting for us, that 350 you are getting will vanish. And our citizens believe it to say the 350 I've got is better than not having anything. But the truth is that there are trucks every day that are living with our resources. The truth is that there are people who have built businesses that are topping the world list and they built them on the minerals of our country. The truth is that our country is the richest country in the world. And it's important that each and every one of us, as we go ahead with our campaign, we remember that the truth does actually prevail. That as we go out there and we share this message with the people, we must remember that our strength might not lie in the words that we speak. Our strength might not lie in the funding, but our strength will lie in that wherever we go, we share the message of the truth. What is that truth? That truth is that every South African should arise to the reality of what it means to be a South African. That truth means that there should be no South African that is living in poverty. That truth means that there is enough for us all. That truth means that we can make this country work. Now, many people, when they look at the political landscape in our country, they tend to think that any political campaign will win because of the resources and because of the stadiums and because of how big it looks. I want to put it to you to say in the past, there were people that had resources, that had built big things and always win. Not very far along the journey, we find apartheid government. A well-funded government in that time, with many people that had money. But because they were selling people a lie, what did the truth do? The truth took young people in Soweto who stood up. The truth took people who went to jail and said, we will sit in jail for the truth. the truth started a big movement that overthrew them. And we're saying the same thing to those that have enjoyed living or selling this lie. To say that the same truth that prevailed throughout history will be the same truth that will prevail in this next election. And I believe what's important about the truth is that if each and every one of us can go out there and share this message of the truth, to say as a country, we can be united. As a country, we can stand together. As a country, we can call upon all the forgotten political parties and all the forgotten leaders and let them join this new coalition that is standing together. A coalition of much wisdom and strength, a coalition of understanding the truth and standing up for the truth.
Yes, sir.
I believe that where we sit at the current moment, our biggest weapon is that truth. Let's ensure that as we go out and work together in this campaign, as we go out there, let's ensure that we tell the truth. Let's ensure that when people ask us to say, if there is all this wealth that we are talking about in South Africa, can you show it to us? Can you prove it to us? And take them down to the M1, and count the number of trucks that are leaving. And just take a simple calculator, and you will quickly realize that this truth is actually before each one of our eyes. The truth even goes bigger to understand that when South Africa rescues itself, we are able to fix all the other countries in Africa. I want to end off by quoting something which I believe all of us should resonate and carry as we live here. The scriptures say to us, you shall know the truth. And that truth will set you free. I want to put it to us to say that word know, it doesn't mean it's just a figment of the imagination. That word know means that you need to get to a point where you understand that truth. Once you understand that truth, only then can your mind be set free. Only then can you truly arise and say, there is enough for us all. Only then can you truly say that South Africa is worth fighting for. Only then can each and every one of us realize what exactly we are dealing with in our nation. So I want to challenge South Africans to say we've put out the truth out there. The truth is that South Africa is the richest country in the world. Let those that are disagreeing with us, let them come and prove us otherwise. We will wait for them to come and show us why we are not the richest country in the world. The truth is that the politicians that currently exist know about this and have been exploiting this for their own good. The truth is that they are selling off what belongs to South Africans in order for them to keep wealth to themselves. The truth is that they don't want anybody to find out and will use stadiums and entertainment and large crowds to play the lie to ensure that nobody ever finds out. If you knew that you lived in the richest country in the world, you would not be celebrating going to a stadium, singing songs, and returning home to $350 per month. You would not be celebrating getting a t-shirt and thinking that that's the end it all and be it all. You would actually be looking for more. Now I want to close off by saying that in history, when we study the lessons of history, we understand that men died for the truth. The same truth that we speak about today, there were people that went out and spoke about it. And because those that knew that they were telling the truth had to ensure that they kill, they destroy, or they shut them down, because they knew that the truth that they speak will resonate with the people. I want to put it to us today to say, each and every one of us must be willing to hold on to this truth, to the point where even if death is an option, as long as the truth has prevailed, let it happen. I believe that a man we all know was crucified for the truth. If we have to be crucified, so be it. Yes. The truth must prevail. Yes. If we must be judged, so be it. The truth must prevail. if we need to ensure that we put our all into the campaign of sharing the message of truth, so be it. The truth must prevail. We cannot, once having known the truth, go back and believe a lie. We must stand for the truth. Each and every one of us, throughout the campaign, moving forward, we must stand and advocate for the truth. And for us, it is to say that all the political formations out there that know the truth, let them come and be a part of us. Because we are all grounded by one truth. And what it is here that we are seeing is they are not coming to join Arise South Africa because Arise South Africa has done 1, 2, 3. Part of us, because they know that we stand for the truth. They were standing for the truth where they are. And as they join us where we are standing for the truth as well, we begin to become this machine that goes out there and we inform each and every person of the truth. I want to remind you that in this world that we live in, there's something called a Forbes list. There's something called the rich list. There's something called the top companies in the world. Till date, when I was very young, I asked a question to say, why are there no black people on the richest list in the world? I've asked that question many times. The answers I've gotten have not made sense. Some have tried to say to me it is our currency that stops black people from being part of the top richest list in the world. Some have said it's the environment. Some have said that it used to exist in the past, but it will no longer come back. Some have said it's an educational issue. I believe that we need to fix the injustices in our nation. And what I mean by fix the injustices, I mean that there is a systemic issue with ensuring that Africans remain poor. It is there. It's a system that has been created. That African people should always somewhat eat last. That when you look at the richest list and the biggest companies in the world, you will sort of find they will say that there is one woman called Oprah, but then the rest we are not sure. And for me, it's always been an issue to say we see that the government of the nation is not empowering its people to become the owners. And we want to ensure that our people are empowered so that in many years to come, people can say that there was a government that delivered to us the richest people, not in the country, in the world, that were built in Africa, that look like the rest of us. So as we go about this mission, it's important to understand that what we've been delivered here is the truth. Each and every one of us have got a decision. Do we take that truth and whisper it? Do we take that truth and maybe share it in this room alone? Or do we take that truth and ensure that every single South African is aware of that truth and is moving in that truth? When the truth begins to move and every single South African is aware and walking in the truth, what begins to happen is all of us are set free. South Africa is set free. Africa is set free. And when we are finally free, we can truly become what we're destined to become, which is a global superpower. I thank you.
Amen. Arise.
We are so excited. Imagine these two in parliament, one fire. Just imagine both of them there. It's just going to be something else. So we are so excited for this unity, this marriage that is happening between these two parties, so that we can take this country forward to where we want to see it and where we want to see it go. I'm going to go into a moment of Q&A. Those who have questions, you can just pick your hand up and you can ask our leaders here anything you want to ask. So give a moment. Okay, we have one there. Anyone else? Okay, we've got a second question and a third question. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we'll start with you, sir. Yes.
Thank you very much. My name is Hawero Mawoleo. I work for UFM. Firstly, clarify the nature of the arrangement. In the invite and also in the speeches, it's referred to as a merger. a major, and I'm not trying to lecture you with English. I'm not a first language English speaker myself, but a major, I would understand it to mean that two entities come together to form a new one, which would naturally imply that both names would fall apart and a new one would emerge. And I'm seeing that here echo is being absorbed into Arise. So I'm just giving you an opportunity to explain it in those simple terms to say we are closing shop here to join Arise. And secondly, tied to that, the ideology. I I get a tone of energy from both presidents that you are both familiar with the pulpit. And one can say you are appealing to that market of conservative Christians, and but also the first president speaks about being radical. So what kind of ideology does this do you stand for? Who are you? Which vote are you going to be? You've already said that people should go to the DA, but which one are you contesting for particularly? Are you trying to get the same people that EFF, MK, and ANC are fighting over? Are you on the liberal right? Where are we in terms of ideology?
All right, I think our leaders are taking notes. I'll move on to the next questions. We'll answer them accordingly. Sir, I think you have your hand up.
Okay, thank you so much, MC. I'm Whitemore Gwida. I'm here representing SASFED, as well as SASFED. SASFED is the South African Screen Federation. SASFED is South African Freelancers Association. Basically, this organization represents the film, TV industry, and the creative industry as well. So we were very much fascinated when we saw the press release. And my colleagues and I quickly put two questions together, which I'll quickly go through right now. The first one, how might the newly announced partnership between Arise South Africa and the Economic Emancipation Forum contribute to the growth of the South African economy, particularly through bolstering the creative economy and the film and TV industry, which significantly contributes to the country's GDP? And number two, in what ways does Arise South Africa's emphasis on leveraging technology to rejuvenate the economy offer potential avenues for collaboration with organizations like EcoForum to specifically support and revive the creative economy and the film and TV industry, considering their substantial contributions to South Africa's GDP? These are the questions from SASFED and SAFED.
Thank you so much. Who else? Okay, yes, sir.
So mine is kind of similar undertones
All right.
to what they have already asked. So basically, it was just about the reason, as in what led to the decision of the measure, as in why did you merge, and what would the benefits be for both parties on either side, and what would it benefit for the South Africa, as in South Africans as a whole, as in the measure. So I think more or less it's kind of similar to what they asked here. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's another hand. Was it at the back? Oh, yes, you can go ahead.
Good day, everyone. My name is Bonolo. My question is just to both parties. Since you guys have come together, and I hear that Dr. Langa is the new SG, when can we expect the manifesto so we can see what Arise stand for?
Great question. Okay, anyone else? I'll be taking Kede. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Monica Malay.
Just
And
speak up.
Sorry, my name is Monica Baloy,
All right.
and I'm a political science student. My question is, why did you see the need to merge the two political parties?
Perfect. Last one.
And the second round is this.
We're going to have another round after the answer. Take one more. Okay, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Tisa. So my question is, we all know that elections are expensive. How is Arise able to fund itself, and if they are open to funding from questionable people?
Amazing question. I'm going to be excited to ask that. Okay, so we'll just answer these ones and then we'll go to another round. I'll just like to ask our leaders students, because of the amount of questions, I want to make sure that we cover every single person, that you give it punchy and quick. And then we move on to that focus. Okay, I don't know who's going to start with the answering almost as differently.
You can.
Okay, perfect. So I think you can go since you went first. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to address your colleagues. You asked about, I think you spoke more of English. Yeah, the magic, which maybe is not a useful word that we will be using for this gathering, or maybe for this relationship. Yeah, it would be, we want to qualify things that are and remove it from the norm in however things are done politically. So we need to be given an opportunity also to run things in a different way. Merging and acquisition, it's a different story there. You can merge and also be able, as you said, that now I see that EcoForum has been absorbed. You know why? Because that's the behavior we have on the ground. And even if it comes from the media, it means we are not used of people coming together, not killing, because the problem is if you kill the vision of another, the enemy will then want to come and destroy this united front. So that's the problem that we've seen. ANC has not killed SACP, even if they are not voting with them, or they're not on the ballot paper. But they've not killed them. They are existent. They wear their own t-shirt. They've got their own manifesto. Same applies. They've been a tripartite for a long time, and it's not questionable. So now I'm coming to them to say, yes, I mean, this was, for me, was a document sent. In terms of wording, you'll excuse us there. Let us words, and even if it's whatever way we speak is not politically correct, we are going to do that. We'll play with all the ways so that we try to let people understand what we are doing. But the main thing, as I was the one trying to explain, dealing with the GNU, this is what we're doing. It's a pre-election alliance. This is a pre-electoral alliance. That's why when I came on board, though I gave you the whole meat, but I was trying to also, getting to let the people know who their NSG, the National Secretary General, is, at the level, at the personal level. Then when we deal with politics, then that one, I believe that I'll handle it very well. But merging could be that one would say we are being wonder why the president still says EcoForum, like there's an existence, because EcoForum is local government, so you can't absorb it. Yeah. It's like if you say I'm absorbing ATM, even if they can have 2 seats in Eastern Cape, you can't. It means you must pay from when they started until to the person who's aiming whatever. So the president didn't have that mind. Even me, I never had the mind of absorbing. It's more a pre-election alliance that when we come together, we gave all, even our leadership, like even today, I think maybe at the level 50 leaders, the NEC will be meeting. So we give our all, they give their all, and in principle, and also contractual, and so forth. So we will clarify as we going forward regarding our major.
Okay, I'll just ask our president so we just stick with the same one.
Right. So the question I wanted to ask was, what is our ideology? Who is going to vote for us? We sound like we're from the clergy. So for us, we've understood that South Africa is 85% Christian. And what we believe is that for any country to be successful, you have to have a spiritual foundation. America is built upon Christian principles. Dubai is built upon Islamic principles. So for us is to say that we are building upon Christian principles. That does not mean that if you're Christian you can't be pulverized. No. It means that the principles that we ascribe to are Christian principles. It also does not mean that if you're not Islamic you can't be Dubai. No. But they do have a spiritual standpoint. The question is from Sastre about how we will contribute to the growth of the film and television industry, and also how will we revive the film and television industry. The one thing that we think as Arise South Africa is that it's time that South Africa becomes Hollywood, for lack of a better word. Africans are very creative people. You look at the Amapiano movement. There was a new dance move of people doing just Africans just moving their shoulders. It's gone viral. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's doing it. So Africans are truly creative in terms of the whole value chain, from acting to editors to everything. So we truly believe that we want to open up that space, ensure that we bring in international players, ensure that we fund state-of-the-art centers where young people can begin to learn how to use the equipment and what is needed to do so. So we truly believe in the industry. We also believe that we'll bring in the much-needed jobs, much-needed jobs in the entertainment industry. So we are fully behind it. We definitely want to make sure that we revive it and we build it further. When can we expect the manifesto? The manifesto will be on the 6th of April in Victoria. So that's going to be our manifesto date that we are all looking forward to. And then there was a question about, will we accept funding from questionable people? I think that was interesting. So where we stand on principle. For us in Arise South Africa, principles come first. We are open to funding and we are actively welcoming funding. But however, we will not accept funding that says we will fund you, but you have to do this or do that. So we are open to funding, we are welcoming funding. However, we don't want to be captured or controlled. We want to still be able to do the will of the people.
Okay. Also interested.
Okay, should I also? Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, regarding funding, I think that question, President, will forever, be thrown at you for many reasons. But thank you that I heard the other day you clarified, and the nation we are certain and we are happy with what you say. And as for me, when I talk resource mobilization, even beyond the borders of South Africa, we are going to enter into relationships, and these are strategic relationships that any country or any state would have to enter, so that we can be, whether it's a bi-national or any other, whether bilateral, that has to be put in place so that we can probe in regards to the development of our country. And remember, we're still having a problem on whether money coming in because of the Political Funding Act. So in terms of funding, funding begins with us, the Marai President, begins with anyone that is around here, with our membership and going forth, and every member also can fund the party. And we are not limited. We are not limited to whether your skin is white. It's in principle. Yeah, because I know that people are throwing that. If we wanted the money from the Oppenheimers, we could have went there. If we wanted from the Robert, we could have went there. Yeah, because we know how to access them if we have to. So, but that's not who we are. So when I heard the president say this, imagine before I can even meet him, I said, wow, okay, because I also got opportunity many a times to come to the Robert. We have members in Stellenbosch, so why wouldn't we be part of the mafias there? But we never were encouraged to do that. Someone would say, no, maybe a small part, maybe they don't have the interest, but the conditions that are given there, that's what actually makes our leaders, the ones that we trust, not to be able to execute their political career in the right way. So you find them changing, and sometimes they speak Section 25 today, tomorrow it's something else. So it's very much important that we get money from the right people. Now, you said, what will it benefit South Africans? What will it benefit South Africans? We have done away with us waiting for the elephant to come on board and to be approached by the ANC and so forth. As I said to you now, when I looked at the DA, in the process of their pre-election alliances, they have formed what you call a pact, and they managed to touch base your IFP and so forth. I think they managed to reach those political parties, and for them, they did it for other reasons, and also to a point of opening doors for these other small political parties that are coming in for the first time to be funded. I was asking the question, why is not ANC doing that? So now we are not going to wait for Motsepe to fund us to start something. It's like you're a father, you're waiting for Motsepe to come and migrate your children. So we've been waiting for Motsepe, from there, from here. So I want to address something. So we are not waiting for anybody. The reason why the president says the reason that we are the funders of this movement is because we believe in the movement. And when people see you believing in what you believe, then they can follow the flow. So then the benefit thereof will be amazing, because when two political parties which are not under any mastery, that is of question, because masters are existent in South Africa. Conditionally, political parties cannot operate. SGs are under certain meaning payrolls. Presidents are under certain payrolls. So personally, we are not. And then I hope that that's how we keep it, to make sure that at the end of the day, we can say what needs to be said, and we can actually, interact anyhow, whether it suits the other person or not, as long as it's the truth. And that will be the benefit, because then people will be benefiting the truth out of this relationship.
Thank you. We'll go into our last round of questions. Great. Yes. That's fine. We'll go with those two.
It's Timothy Bernard from the Star newspaper. I wanted to pose the question to both leaders. 14 days after the election, the government has to be put in place. Obviously, by this time, a lot of midnight lunches take place, discussion coalitions and so on. Do you have smaller parties in your sight that you would invite to your arrangement? Or are there bigger parties that you would be willing to sit down with and discuss possible coalitions? South Africa is never going to see a one-party government ever again. So this must be something that you would have discussed. Could you give us an idea of who these parties are? Earlier on, you said, leaders make these decisions on behalf of the people that vote for them. And often people are not happy. Just to give us an idea who these bigger parties are, and obviously smaller parties that you could work with, who they are. And just looking at my notes, is the traditional, or the kings of South Africa that exists, the traditional leaders, the chiefs, they have a certain pool in South Africa, and they've been ignored by political parties and arrangements. Would you consider working with them, obviously, to take the country forward? They still have that. I'm just interested to know how this arrangement would alleviate the kings of our country. Just this question for me.
Yeah, just to take what you was asking. I think that elsewhere in this province, as we are here now, Avertao, I forgot the name of this party, and Forum for Service Delivery are announcing a similar arrangement to this. and we've had others doing, the moonshot pad and so on. Do you find the space yourself to be in competition with others, particular small parties? You are when you hear that the Forum for Service Delivery in other towns are announcing something similar to say, but why were they not here with us? You see them as competition. Essentially, that's the question. And then secondly, you would have seen that there's a lot of research that is out there, a lot of it sponsored, of course, to say this party is likely to get this much because of this and that, and even the likes of MK is already being measured on the basis of a few by-elections that it has contested. But I've not seen a rise in contesting any single by-election. Are you able to gauge your strength at this point to say we think we are stronger in Gauteng or in Popo, we are stronger among the rich? What kind of indication are you able to give in terms of your support?
That's it. I think I'll take my last one.
All right.
Please continue.
Good day, everyone. Chapelo Mahola, freelance journalist. So let me just derail the leader just a bit. Candidate list submission for both National Assembly and Provincial Legislature was last week Friday. Has the party has the party submitted all the necessary documents? And what was the criteria that you used to select your candidate? So that's the question.
Okay, take my final question.
Good day, everyone. My name is Fishio Makak. I have noted that both parties are Christian, and my question is, how is the party going to accommodate other religions?
Great question.
Thank you very much for those questions. I'll try and be brief, and I know that I've gone over time. Right. So, do you have other small parties in sight, more mergers? The way that we see it is that we are open and we are welcome to that. So we are looking to work with as many leaders as possible. I think sometimes we need to go beyond the party and look for leaders, because in every province we need to have leaders. So we are open to that. I'll leave the traditional leaders question to the SG there. Do you worry about when you hear other political parties meeting? Look, I think where we are in South Africa, we want leaders to emerge. And for us, what we are happy is when new leaders emerge, we are happy and we are hopeful. And so, no, we do not have to worry about that. By elections, why have we not gone in? Where are you stronger? So for us, by elections, we said we're not going to focus on them at the moment. We are currently rolling out our election plan. So at the moment, we are not focusing on by elections. Has the political party submitted all the documents? Yes, we have submitted all the documents, and we have made full payment. So we are fully compliant with the
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah, pertaining traditional leadership, we have done our consultation since last year, April, if I have to put it frank, with one of our national leaders that is also present here, and we have entered into some, kind of more relationship with them. Remember, this our king, some of them who are politically placed, they all the time when there are elections, they are used, for electioneering, and then they are being dumped afterwards. So we went to them and we told them the truth, and that's what we did. We went and we told them the truth, and as far as one of our kings, we went and we know where he might be, but we went and told them our truth to say angakathathwa kura hore a ba so ba tseye ba ba tseya ke tse nka e ba jwang ka Setswana gore ba ba tseya ne and ba ba amogela ba sebedisa, then after that ba ba kgwa. So yeah, so as you know, as flowing the same blood, I feel we've been used for a longer time, and it's about time, because remember, politics are founded upon the royal house, and it was actually even with the first party, a chief that became the first president of that movement. So we want to restore the dignity of these our kings all over South Africa. So the question that, are we going to have some sort of an arrangement with them? Yes, sir. Even yesterday we were busy with 10 of them, and I trust that we will have, those serious talks and also honest talks, because it's not going to be we give you a car and then you vote for us or you vote with us. So we want to enter into some sort of an arrangement with them, and once we agree pertaining on how we can develop even their communities, because you can't be a chief or a paramount or a king and 1,000 people look up on you, you can't even serve one household. So we need to empower first the kings, and create spaces, and that we'll discuss at the later stage in how we want to assist them, and they'll be assisted financially, so to make sure that they are also self-sufficient. Because if they're not self-sufficient, how are you going to move away from the 100,000 that has been thrown on the table already? How are you going to win them while the government says we're going to keep 1,000? You might not win them. We will be dealing with them to make sure that there's no money that can even buy them. If we have to get all the money in the world for them to be here, we will do that same, to make sure that they actually now take care of their communities and their people. And then those talks are actually they are underway. And pertaining small parties, yes, we do from our side. I said to the president, these parties that we already have spoken to are part of Arise South Africa. We do have, and we will mention, we'll make a list of them parties so that the nation can know who we work with. And I trust that even also at our manifesto, they will also receive a special invitation to come on board. So the nation will then therefore see that united front, and seeing all the parties there, seeing all unions there, because we talk about parties, we must inclusively talk unions. And the other is that we have also signed with the chair and also the leader of the military veterans. So the 1.5 million that is on paper, at a go, you don't say these people are mine, until the leader understands our relationship, then they can convey the message accordingly. And then we can extract them as members, or you can extract them as voters. Remember that where we are now, it will depend on whether one joins you to become a member or a voter. And we need both to win the elections. Just to President, just to assist on this one of Forum and TTA, let them have them. Let them have conferences, even tomorrow until it comes. We are not threatened at all. Yeah, we are not threatened by these are our brothers. All of them are brothers, and we appreciate what they do. And we believe we've got the leverage, actually. If I have to put it to you now, just to say to you, I believe we've got the leverage. Independent whether yes, Abel Tahu was is a deputy, if I'm not mistaken, let me not misquote yes, something like that. Yes, and leading in a metropolitan something. Yes. So, but he's our brother. There's nothing wrong. We work together. Hence, I was saying it was important for us to meet prior, not on the other side, prior, so that we don't gauge you based on the numbers. So now it's about love. It's about us, our ideology, and so forth. So yeah, that will be it. And I think the president dealt with others. No. President, we did deal with there's a lady, Efihiwe, who asked regarding religions. Yeah. You know, Mina, let me put it this way that you understand it well. Whenever you hear me talking God, you must know that it was just a decision taken by me, and then not discriminative. It's so personal that it's so it's so personal. You can't even say no, yours is better. You know, it also goes to affiliation. So most people, that's what they've done to me when they heard that, okay, the president is a brother. You know, people will distance themselves. Okay, I was supposed to be a thug. He was supposed to be a thug, and then the president will be understood. Today we are embracing thugs. You know, we embrace some illicit and diabolic actions in the location. And these are the people that we embrace. How come go to yes, I'm a brother, I'm a sister, everybody feels like you are speaking against them. Africanism doesn't disallow us to love God. Primarily, me, Namogami, I even went as far as breaking the walls of the church. I don't talk church. I talk kingdom. You get that, ne? From
No.
the SG, ne?
No, I get that. That's why we wanted to clarity. Remember,
Yes.
I am a Sangoma, so I wanted a clarity.
And I was with you there. We were together.
Yes.
Together outside.
Ngiyayazi mangithi ngisisangoma abantu nabo bayagijima bademoni. So I wanted that. Yes.
Just a follow-up question on what you just touched on.
Yes, sir.
We are about the truth. So if we are about the truth, we need to not hide from the truth. Christianity at its purest form as a religion, but it was also used as a vehicle of oppression. It's been used to divide our nation. So therefore, the fear, I think, on the question is that if you sound too Christian, because that is the only lie, the best lie that convinced many to believe the biggest lie. So how are you going to deal with that? That I think I'm following up on that question. Yes, let's align with that, and also have consideration of the other religions that are there.
Yeah,
there's your Hindu, there's me, Sangoma, there's others as well. You understand? But bearing in mind that the biggest lie was covered with Christianity.
You know, the president has said it out. I don't want to deal with what the president has just said. The president said, you go to Israel, they build according, Palestine, everybody builds according to their belief. Notwithstanding South Africa, let's come back to South Africa, because I think that's where we should start. You are a secular nation. You know, you'll never find a nation where they're saying 80 something percent are Christians. Yeah, it's a generalized statement, I know that. Not particularly, because people don't fight Christians. People fight a particular group. I need to hear the truth. People don't fight you when you say, I mean Methodist. You go Methodist, you are going. People fight a particular group. So we as Arise, we are coming with it's a principle. Like every leader, your charisma or your charisma, you have been taught from a certain or cooked from a certain pot. But that doesn't mean because I am from this pot. Yabon, police. You hear more of the Christian than policies that I had to do with the people of this country. Yes, but we will derive the book of life, Minanawi. Possibly I know. Now from the book of life, there are certain things like give unto Caesar. Now we've got SARS today. So we took that. It's happening because we are born with everyone. As a governor, he could not kill that one. So I hear you very well, and it's an honest question that seemed to ask Uguti, you know, are you saying to us niyabamukela na abantu abanamadlozi. Those are kind of things. Will we be rejected, or is Arise only for preachers? Can I say this? The president will not only preside over Christians, yet a call to be a governor is for humans. So now when you deal with humans, you deal with origins. So if you come with evolution, revolution, then uslahli. Laga Arise South Africa, sishang origin. If you want to debate with us, we'll debate with the origin. And then we know no, we are here. You are a human being. Say, then the president is for humans to make sure we also lead the country. You are right. I also concur with what you say, which is true. So, but we need to rectify that and use it in the right way to say yes. Hey, mawuqala ukuthi bezwa bathi bezwa la ungikhuluma bezothi lo akathukani lo ngathi umzalwane hayi my vote. Kanti no, that's the man, because you need to use the same material to reiterate leyo nto eke yakhulunywa la yayenza ukuthi abantu basonke nalento le. So we are for now we are truthful. You have heard the message from the president. Mhlahla have a strategy. The truth will set people free. In parliament, still look for at least 5 to 8 seats. Yeah, so that will be, yes, 5 to 8 seats. Yeah, you think we take it 5 to 8 seats. If you take it, maybe a minimum. No. Minimum, say, yeah, minimum. You think it, or I need 5 to 8, that's not a minimum. You know, it must be a minimum of 5. There are seats in parliament. And we looking at that, so it's 7's county. Yeah, so we to have yes, we are going to be on guard of our vote and our voter. Yeah. So because we can't give you the strategy now, we might sell ourselves short. So but we are going to make sure the president on the second day of the elections, the president is already there. But president, not him alone. Yeah, not even counting me, but counting the leaders that are there. The president and the other 4 must be in the National Assembly. And then again, we also want seats in our province. The province, how big we want to sit there. We were not asking or negotiating. We must have a seat in that. But then all the provinces will have. This is what I'm going to give you truthfully. 1 to 3. So which our minimum. Let me tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying. Political agenda. I know. Now I can tell you we can have 20. I can. That one I can tell you. But I'm practically for the president. And then there is no small party, so-called, that would achieve what I'm telling you now. If you have 3 seats in every province, it's in 9 provinces, you've got 27 in total. And then you've got in the regional, which is the NCOP, and also you put the other number there. You put the number also in the National Assembly. So the National Assembly, which carries a weight, to give us free publicity. Kulma namafanda, we don't even need amageti namani. Or President to lay the bastata serious. Izinto ziba lula. So then we are able to can also speak on behalf of the people at the national level. So I would say at the national level, if we can have over 5%. Thank you. 5%.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my leader. I think that brings us to the end of the program. I would just like to thank again the people of the media and everyone who has availed himself to be with us today for something which, in my part, is very exciting that's happening within Arise. We look forward to the elections. Please go tell everyone you know about what has just happened. We want the news to spread. But again, thank you so much for being here today, and we wish you safe travel home to your office.
I'm in the library.